Overthinking. Dr. Joseph Wood, author of the book Miracles in Minutes. And today I'm going to help at least expound upon a point called overthinking. So it's interesting that this epiphany happened to me this morning. I was thinking about this, that a lot of things that I thought about that were true weren't. And I would say statistically, most of the things that I thought would happen, like how I planned out my life, how my business is going to turn out, just never happened the way I thought it would. And a lot of times I have thoughts about who someone is, and that's not true either. Now, there are great stories that kind of entertain us as human beings, all this thinking that we do. But when we think a lot, the other thing that happens is it robs us of energy. We're assuming we know something by all this thinking. So I did shoot another video called Be a Ghost, and I shot one about being an observer. And I'm going to kind of expound upon this a little bit more, and it's like basically how to use our brains a little bit better. And I'm going to start with a biblical verse that says, "Be still and know that I'm God." And there's some promises in the Bible that if we get calm and listen, in other words, stop thinking and talking to ourselves, that we'll have wisdom that we never had before. And so when we observe things, we kind of just know something about what it is we're observing if we stop projecting our biases, our opinions on what it is that we're looking at. It's a form of our ego mind that thinks it knows everything, when in reality we know very little. Now, I'm going to expand upon this some more so people don't get tied up in the whole biblical thing. I read something else called Qigong, which is probably like a 4,000-year-old healing art that most of the martial arts went to, and acupuncture came out of it, and some other things. So in the book that I read, written by Daniel Reed, the Chinese talked about how as you get calm, your spirit sort of goes up into the heavens or into the universe, that you become this listening device and you can hear what the universe is saying. And it was also kind of expounded upon in the movie The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, and he was trying to learn swordsmanship, and he kept getting his butt whooped and he could never figure it out. And the guy came up and says, "Too much mind." In other words, overthinking. So when athletes get in a slump with baseball or throwing a pitch, or we get in a slump in our lives with relationships or our business or anything else, or we can't figure out why we're in pain, a lot of times we're just analyzing it to death. And when you analyze something, you can only think in this box of what you currently know. And the only thing you can figure out is what you already know and just make it a little bit different. So in other words, if you analyzed your iPhone, you can't create a new iPhone out of that. You could just create a yellow iPhone or a blue iPhone or a larger size iPhone, but not new technology. So that's not creative thinking. So you have to become still. So now that's the hard thing, because today we've been indoctrinated in society that we're taught to think and think, and just figure it out and think. And what happens is we start to fry the analytical mind. Analysis is great to understand the observation we had after the fact. So that's called learning. But true learning might occur in just observing. We kind of get an understanding, like almost deep within ourselves, of something that's almost like being whispered to our soul, whispered to our heart, whispered to our mind, that we have this sense of knowing. We don't know how we know what we know, we just know. You might call it gut, you might call it intuition. So you can look at my other videos, how to become a ghost, also the observer part 1 and part 2, or you can go to the park today and just sit and just be with the trees and be with the river and just be connected to the universe versus being a separate, distinct entity. I'm here, that's there, separate, versus you just allow yourself to kind of dissolve an egocentric perspective of self and allow yourself to become one with your surroundings. And you'll see all great athletes do that when they hold the bat. It's not them and the bat, it's them and the bat become one, them, the bat, the pitcher become one, the bat, the men, the bat, the pitcher, and the ball, and the crowd, in the field, and everything becomes one. And athletes call that the zone or a flow state. So it's learning to relax the mind, be a human being, be here, and be okay with it, and just be comfortable, and then take action. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.